I've been asked a couple of questions about the Bulgarian bag. First question, is it worth it as a piece of equipment? And second question, how does it stack up compared to the Samtola? So first of all, I'm not an expert on the Bulgarian bag. I made this one a few years ago, about 7 years ago actually, out of an old truck inner tube, some sand, zip ties and duct tape, and it's done pretty well. It's something I don't use very often, but it stood up very well. So in terms of is it worth it in terms of cost, you can make something which is maybe not as good as the proper Souples Bulgarian bag, but something that is definitely functional and useful and you can use in the same way. So that's the first question, is it worth it? I can make this, which is a two-part question. Is it worth it in terms of cost? I can make this for almost nothing, you know, just for stuff that's lying around the house and an old truck in a tube, and you can go to a local garage tyre place and they will give you, on the whole, an old truck tube that they can't use because it's punctured or something like that. So in terms of cost, you can make something very cost effective. Now, in terms of is it worth having as a piece of equipment compared to all the other tools in WarYoga, I think so, and I'm going to show you why, and I'm going to compare it to the Samtola because that's the real question here. So somebody noticed that the Samtola and the Bulgarian bag can be used in fairly similar ways. Now, actually, the Bulgarian bag has a lot of different exercises that can be done with it. Curls and squat swings and all sorts. But it's known for two main iconic exercises. Where you swing onto the shoulder, or the really iconic one, which is the 360 swing. So those two exercises are great. The Samtola is known for a couple of different exercises, but really the most iconic or canonical exercise is the full Samtola swing, where the back is bent, it comes up, around and down, and that is the comparison people are making, which is between the 360 of the Bulgarian bag versus the Samtola swing. So they're different. They both have good benefits. So first of all, with the Samtola, let's look at that first. I have a bent back, curved spine, which is a very underutilized training concept, the idea of working with a curved spine, because everyone's taught to lift with a straight back, but actually curved spine is a very good thing to train, to have it under load. So the Samtola does that. So because when you're grappling, you're not grappling with this straight back, you're curved in your spine, and so this actually is very grappling specific. They're both grappler specific tools. So first of all, the Samtola has this curved back, which the Bulgarian bag doesn't, and it has this different kind of range of motion. But it's also done under a lot more control. It's a bit slower, and I'm going to show you on the Bulgarian bag in a minute. I'm still getting a good rotation, but it's more in my shoulders, and I have to have a lot of control because it's an odd motion. Now if we look at the 360, there's a lot more spinal rotation in it, and it's more explosive. So we're here. First of all, yeah, I'm not coming between my legs and rotating around. It's just going to be rotating in front of me. That's where the swing comes in the front. So it comes around. And it's a singular direction, and then you change the direction. Whereas the Samtola, you're going from side to side because your hands are in this fixed position with the Samtola. So it opens up the shoulders and the back a lot, but this Bulgarian bag has a different grip. It's instead of being this way aligned, it's aligned with the hands outwards like this, and so has a grip differential. And actually what's interesting is it really works the grip, the Bulgarian bag, because it has this tendency to want to slip out of your hands, so you have to actually have a good grip. And then, like I said, the actual turn has more spinal rotation, not curvature, but neutral rotation, and it's much more explosive, because as soon as the bag comes up to here, you have to quickly rotate to pull it over. So it's a lot like a throw in grappling. And the other way too. And you feel with the Bulgarian bag, it's pulling you in the direction, you're having to resist the pull. Whereas with the Samtola, it doesn't have that pull across, but it has that, when you drop it forward, it wants to pull you forward. And so you have to have a lot of control on the bottom to curl it between your legs. So in answer to the two questions, there is some crossover and similarity in movement between the Bulgarian bag and the Samtola, but they're different. They both work similar concepts, but they have different applications slightly, and I think they're both excellent tools. The Bulgarian bag was designed by a wrestler, and it's a fairly modern piece of equipment, but it's a grappling specific tool. It's fantastic for your grip and your kind of spinal rotation and those throws using the hip, and then also resisting the pull of the weight. This has a different pull, so you have to resist in a different plane of motion, and this requires more control. So the Bulgarian bag tends to be more explosive, whereas the Samtola has more control and works range of motion through a curved spine. So that's the answer to the question. They're different, they're both worth it. You can make both of them yourself. I have a video on how to make the Samtola on YouTube. This is the first video I've ever done with a Bulgarian bag, but I actually made this thing about 7 years ago. It's really difficult to grip because it wants to pull out of your hands, but it's about £25, but that's all you really need for most people, and it's challenging at £25. So there you have it. If you like this video, make sure you like it and subscribe, please. I also have a YouTube, Instagram, WarYoga, website waryoga.com. Go on Amazon and find the two WarYoga books, WarYoga and WarYoga Zerchane. So hope you enjoyed the video.